Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. And good morning, everyone. We are live on this Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. Welcome to the show. Hello, Coon Rapids. Hello, Plymouth. Hello, Edina. Hello, Forest Lake. I'll throw out that. Hello, Roseville. Welcome to the show. I'm Jace. Kendall continues to take some vacation time. Please join me in welcoming our old friend, and let's not focus on the word old. She's much younger than I am. It's Shane Wells, everyone. Good morning, Shane.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm so good.
May I start with a compliment? May I tell you something? And I waited on the air to tell you this.
Yes.
So my new, you look sensational today, and you know who you remind me of?
Who?
Okay, let's just stay on the shot of Shane.
Oh.
Shane, with that hairstyle and everything, you remind me of my new favorite Real Housewife, Leah from New York, who's stunningly beautiful.
I'm gonna have to Google her.
Oh, Google her. I'll show you, and you look just like her right now. Yeah, she's probably my favorite new housewife. You know how you have your favorite bachelorette people?
Sure do.
Leah is my favorite rookie in many seasons.
And it's weird for a newbie to be a favorite, because
I
usually
usually
it takes
hate
a while
them.
to find their way.
Yeah, and I try not to use the word hate, but I hate them for about a season and a half.
Okay.
Her, I loved almost instantly. I love her. I want her on the show. Hi, Leah. Please come on the show. We'll Zoom ya. But
We'll
anyway,
take ya, yeah.
which is now
Well,
like.
thank you.
Yeah, you do. You look. How you doing though? How you doing?
No, doing really, really good for everything that's happening in the
Yeah.
world. I think.
How are the children? How old are they now? 20, 22?
16
How are the
and 14,
kids?
no.
16 and 14?
6 and 3.
Okay.
We were just talking about my
We
struggles
were.
trying to figure out the school situation. It's been a source of stress and anxiety for basically every parent for months, trying to figure out what's going to happen, how will we handle it. We both work full time.
Yeah.
What's coming?
I have a great idea. I will babysit the children. I will. Hey!
No, I have a better idea.
I only lost them for 4 minutes, you know?
Again, I never left.
I know.
I watched you lose my children.
That's right, I know. You're very true.
But here's what I want you actually to do.
Okay.
Will you do a day of distance learning with Karis?
Is she teaching me, or she's?
Well, Jason, I hate to break to you. You're going to have to do it with her. First grade.
What is Karis? It's first grade?
First grade.
What are they learning? Like what a stamp is? Or they learn the
Reading.
They're reading right now? Okay.
They're learning to read, yep. So you can do the whole online thing. It's very stressful.
Let's do that. No, let's do that.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
you
wear
can
a
have her for
mask. We'll do the
hours.
whole thing. Yeah. Can I tell you, I want all of you to join me in this conversation. This started on the radio show, and I tripped my way through it. Speaking of youth, what was, all of you watching, what was your first car? What was the first car that you had when, like 15, 16? Shane, do you remember your first car?
It wasn't mine, but it was like my parents' one they let me use. But it was a car that was older than me, and it was a 1981 Toyota Camry.
Oh, hot.
And I despised it.
Well,
Stick shift.
Yeah, most of us despise.
What'd you have?
Well, here's the deal, and all of you car enthusiasts in the audience will go, what? I didn't know I had a cool car. I hated it, and I didn't realize it was a cool car. Dudes were telling me today, I had a Dodge Charger RT.
Aren't those pretty sporty?
Well, yeah, and I think I'm pronouncing that right. Maybe I'm not, but but I had this car, and I thought it was ugly. It was black with an orange stripe down the side, and that's what I remembered. So I brought it up on the radio show, and my buddy Kenny, who does traffic on the show, he's a car enthusiast. He goes, Matheson. He goes, do you realize what a hot car you had? I didn't know.
Nope.
And he goes, because you should know. My mother, I guess, had the hottest car ever for that era. My mother had a 1979 black Trans Am with T-tops and leather interior. And I guess it was the Smokey and the Bandit car. Smoking it with Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
But I had, a Charger RT. Let me see. Yep, there it is. I think it was around there.
So you were embarrassed to drive it?
Aspen. No, the Dodge Aspen RT. That's what I had. I
don't
just
even know what
remembered
that
it.
is.
Yeah, Google it right now. The Dodge Aspen RT.
Okay.
And everyone said it was a hot car, and the problem is nobody can find it. Nobody can find it on the road. Kenny said it's very rare to. Oh, that's it. The
Had you
Dodge
kept it?
Aspen RT. Late 70s.
Oh, Jason, wow.
It's not
Look
a
at this
car,
car.
we would show you a photo, but
Right.
Jeff will yell at me. We don't really have the rights, but let me just quickly show you.
Everyone's Googling.
Right there. No, there, we can't show you. See, a little bit. See, Jeff just yelled at me.
You
I
got the
told
first
you.
no,
like this.
no.
The first snow of August.
Show just started.
But anyway, who knew I had a hot car? And I wish I would have had it now, but I hated it. Then I got a station wagon, only because I got...
Did you like that one?
Now, why are you laughing about that?
Did you like that one?
Well, yeah, because I felt like a clown car. It was, now don't put, but back then they didn't care about kids. So I had like 47,000 friends in that car. You would open it up and it looked like a clown car.
They just
Teenagers
keep
would just
coming.
fall out. So I loved it. It was a Pontiac powder blue station wagon.
wagon.
Oh, girl.
You had some cars.
I had game back then. Anyway, let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. The Aspen RT. Let's get started. Believe it or not, the fight over Brit's finances is going on year 12. Earlier this week, Britney Spears asked a California court to remove her father as her conservator. I thought this already happened, but whatever. Her dad, Jamie, took over her estate way back in 2008 after Britney had a public meltdown. In the filing, Britney opposes her father's control over her estate, and she would like to regain oversight. Gee, I wonder why. Right now, Jamie gets paid $130,000 by Britney's estate to serve as the conservator. Britney would like a corporate fiduciary to serve in the role. Okay, there's so many questions. First, in solidarity of Brit, I wore my Britney Spears t-shirt today, but why does Brit still need this?
The fact that she isn't asking for control herself and wants somebody else to take control is very eye-opening.
Very, because...
Responsible? I mean, she must think she can't handle it.
And again, if she's dealing with mental problems, I'm not going to bust on her.
Right.
So, and if she's self-aware to know, that's fantastic.
Sure is.
But if you're her dad, why would you do that to your daughter? Why would you, is money that much of a motivating factor? I guess it is. But don't you have enough money? Your daughter's been famous since George W. was in the White House. Don't you have enough money? And how much is your daughter's love worth? Oh, well, look at me getting all serious about it.
It's like a song right there.
How much is your daughter's love worth? Yeah, but seriously.
It's pretty sad, too, that she wants to keep it somebody else in control, but not her own father. And to me, the courts should look at that and honor that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's clearly a reason she doesn't want him in control anymore.
Yeah. Next in the dish, if you love the Real Housewives of New York, you know there's been a lack of diversity on the show. In 12 years, there's never been a black housewife in its main cast. And hello, there are black people in New York. That could change. Insiders have said Bravo is planning to shake things up in a big way because the handful of white women on the show don't represent what New York City is all about. That's what Bravo said. Andy Cohen told Us Weekly he's excited for what they have planned for next season. It comes a day after cast member Leah McSweeney, who I think Shane looks like, called out the show, saying it needs more diversity. And not just and she said this, not just in the fact that we should have black people on the show and we should have Hispanic women on the show, but also a diversity in ideas and hobbies and interests. All of the women, and I love this franchise, but Leah's right. They all basically do the same thing. And that's not New York. One of the grand things about New York is the fact that it's a melting pot.
Don't they all have a winery? They all have their own wine.
No, Shane, that's Falcon Crest.
Oh,
that's Falcon Crest. It's the wrong show. That's right, yeah. But no, and here's my prediction.
Okay.
Because I think there's going to be major firings. I think...
Who's gone?
Countess and Ramona.
Oh.
They're going to keep Sonia, Dorinda, and Shane lookalike Leah McSweeney.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. They need to shake things up. And I'm tired of Ramona's ridiculous behavior to people that she deems below her. She talks to hotel staff like they're trash. She talks to bartenders like they're her personal servant, and it's old.
Not okay.
I used to love her, but her behavior it's disgusting. There we go. I don't know what that was. It was like a hairball.
A cat hairball, yeah.
Next in the dish, Hugh Jackman was on Jimmy Fallon last night. Last month marked 20 years. Oh, it was the year I started at Channel 9. Since Hugh's debut as Wolverine, he talked about the moment he auditioned for the role. This is surprising. Look at this.
When I walked into that room, I was pretty sure that I wasn't playing the role. It was a weird audition because Dougray Scott had the role, and then he got caught up on Mission Impossible 2, but everyone thought that would get sorted. But the studio said, look, we need a backup plan just in case. So it was like this Hail Mary to begin with, which is probably the best way to do an audition. You're going in like, eh. And I remember thinking, all right, so I'm going in there. Literally, you showed a clip about, how long was that, 15 seconds? I think the entire audition was about 20 seconds. It wasn't much longer.
Wow.
And yeah, they were actually filming at the time. I went up
Well,
in Toronto.
it doesn't surprise me. Look at him. I mean, he looks, if you read any of that, he looks like Wolverine. And let me just deliver good news. And Shane, I don't know, you went on some junkets too. I always like to deliver this good news because men love Wolverine, and they should. One of the nicest guys in person, like really traditionally, just a good man.
That's good to hear. I can second that.
Oh, seriously?
Junket, yeah.
I thought you interviewed him.
It was a bad movie. He was like a robot fighter. Do you remember? See? We don't even remember what it is.
Hold on a minute. No, now see. Let me see. Oh, he was a what? A robot fighter?
Yeah, he had like a robot, a rodeo thing, and there was a little kid.
Wait a minute. There's a kid, a rodeo, and a robot? Come on, Shane.
Now that I'm saying it out loud, I realize why that movie didn't work out.
Hugh Jackman film, Robot Rodeo. I don't know. I'm not.
Yes.
There was a robot and a rodeo. Wasn't Les Mis.
No, not quite. Yes.
What one?
Real Steel.
Real Steel?
I still have the they gave us like a caboodle kit, like a fake toolbox for the press kit.
Caboodle? The last time I heard the word caboodle was with Bonnie Bell Cosmetics.
It's the same time.
Bonnie Bell lip smackers.
90s child, I had a caboodle.
Real deal, okay.
Real Steel.
Real Steel.
Like steel, like the robot steel.
Oh.
Yeah, he was on the red carpet. He was so kind and nice, and I could have talked to him all day.
And Shane, let me give you some really good news for all of you Real Steel fans out there.
There's so many.
There was a sequel. There was a Real Steel 2. That's
Wait.
right. Yeah. They made multiple Real Steels.
Who starred in that one?
Well, I don't
Tell
know.
me
Let
it
me
wasn't
look
Hugh.
here.
Hugh
Ben
moved on.
Vereen. It looks like I don't know.
Oh my
Paul
gosh.
Lind. Still ahead, everybody. We're opening up the Jason Show mailbag, but next, just one of the hottest shows on Netflix. Shed and Tane. That's their new name. Shed and Tane are big fans, and they're going to try to convince me to watch it. And then, need some toys for your kids to replace summer camp? The toy guy is back with some great ideas. We'll be back with Shed and Tane when we come back.
That's so good.
So with the DNC convention happening right now, I asked you guys to tweet out a funny campaign slogan and tag it with my campaign slogan. Within 5 minutes, it was a trending topic, so thank you for playing along. I appreciate it. Now I thought I'd share some of my campaign slogan responses from you guys. This first one's from @Noseworthy_Ann. She says, what happens in 2020 stays in 2020. Viva las vaccine. It's from April Showers. She says, America, blink twice if you need help. There's the last one here is from F Heron01. They say, Alexa, 2020 off. Yeah. Please.
Yeah, well, Alexa doesn't have that power. Welcome back, everyone. Jimmy Fallon looking for some campaign slogans for 2020. Well, next in the dish, Simon Cowell is recovering from his e-bike accident. I still want to know how that happens. We'll ask later. And it was replaced on America's Got Talent last night by Kenan Thompson. Kenan is also a judge on NBC's comedy competition, Bring the Funny. He saw 11 acts, but only 5 will make it to the next round. Simon's status for the rest of the season is still up in the air, but the Peacock says he is progressing quickly. I think they should just leave Kenan on there.
What happened to Kelly? I thought she was like his replacement.
She was what? 1 week.
Well,
yeah,
they made a big darn deal about her 1 week appearance. I thought she was replacing him.
Yeah. Leave Kenan. I mean, we've been seeing Simon since 2000.
Right.
Put Kenan on there. Spice it. Because again, what drives me crazy about that show is the fact that they replace the women all the time, but the men never get changed.
So true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and if you're going to replace the forks and knives and napkins, replace the plates as well.
Kelly has enough jobs.
That's my slogan for 2020. If you're going to
I want to work on it a little.
Yeah, if you're going to replace the fork and knives And napkins, replace the plates. I mean, and Simon would be the plate. Get a new plate.
He's been judging shows since 1924.
He's been judging shows since Kendall was born. I mean,
Yes.
seriously. Next in the dish, BuzzFeed loves its lists, but this one has us really surprised. These are the 15 celebs who auditioned for SNL but didn't make the show. Again, sometimes these BuzzFeed lists, they're stretching, but this is a good one. First up, Mindy Kaling. She apparently auditioned while on The Office, but was only offered a writing position. That's happened a lot, though. There's been a lot of people that have parlayed that into an actual gig. I think Seth Meyers is one of them.
That's what I was going to say. If you take that job, work hard at it, you probably could get yourself an on-air job eventually.
Leslie Jones is another one. Who, Lauren invited her. She told Stern, she invited her, and then they're like, oh, we're just going to make you a writer. And then they realized how brilliant she is. Yeah. Next, Jim Carrey. He apparently did a post-nuclear war Elvis Presley impression.
What?
I don't know why that wouldn't get you the job. Lorne Michaels wasn't present for it, but those who were didn't think he'd like it, so Jim didn't make the cast. And if you know anything about TV, SNL's loss was our network's gain because Jim went on to go into business with the Wayne brothers for In Living Color.
Okay, I'm like, no, he was on SNL, but that's what I'm thinking of.
In Living Color. And made him, and then from there he parlayed that into The Mask, and then he was off to the races.
Done.
I mean, he was done. I mean, then he got Batman Forever and Ace Ventura. Or maybe, was Ace Ventura first? Ace Ventura was first, then The Mask. My apologies. That's right. Where he had his talking butt. I mean, if your career's going to start anywhere, there's a good place to start. How about this one? Jennifer Aniston. Now, there is some dispute about whether she was offered a spot or not. A book about, can't somebody ask her? She's alive. A book about SNL claims she auditioned but didn't get the spot. But Adam Sandler says that she didn't get offered a role. She did get offered a role, but turned it down for Friends. Jen has claimed being on the show wasn't for her since she didn't want to work in what she referred to as a boys' club environment.
Oh.
If memory serves me right, and again, everything goes back to Howard Stern, Dallas, or Oprah for me, I remember on Stern, Jennifer telling Howard that Adam's recollection is true.
Okay, and
Jen laughed and said, I actually don't even remember. But Howard said, here's what Sandler said, and Jen goes, sounds right to me.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Again, she too did just fine without SNL.
All of them.
Good choice.
They all did. Well, I think, and then Courtney Cox, or one of them was on another sitcom. I think it was Schwimmer. And one of them was under contract for another sitcom and was praying that one wouldn't get picked up because they wanted to do Friends. And luckily, it wasn't picked up and they were able to do Friends. I think it was Schwimmer. Next in the dish, there could be even more drama brewing for the hit Netflix reality show, Selling Sunset. Now, before we talk about it, because we've been mentioning this a lot, thanks to Jill Zarin, here's a clip from the trailer for season 3. Look at this.
Penelope, it's time for my morning tea. The Oppenheim Group is getting more listings, homes are bigger, the land is bigger, and the commission is bigger.
I just closed on a $44 million house. Cheers.
I have learned the hard way that incredible houses don't sell themselves.
Is Jason giving Mary another listing?
Favoritism at its best.
Christine went into the whole group and was like mimicking you. Wow.
Christine has really revealed her true colors. I never start the drama. I just finish it. I get a little distracted.
I don't start the drama, I finish it. You've been watching too much reality shows. Anyway, the show follows a real estate brokerage and its real estate agents in Southern California. That brokerage, the Oppenheim Group, is run by twins, Jason and Brett Oppenheim. According to Glamour UK, Brett has left the business to start his own, and that could be a major theme if there is a season 4. Now, if you watched our show on Monday, you remember that Jill Zarin from The Real Housewives actually mentioned this show to me. She's like, you need to be watching this, Jason. Two people who do not need to be told to watch this show are Shane and Ted. And Ted joins us from our, I thought that was the control room,
He
but
got a new
magically,
set.
This is the new reality TV headquarters.
I love it. Look at that, reality TV headquarters, and Shane, obviously. Okay, Shane, sell this to me and everyone watching. Why should we be watching Selling Sunset?
I'm going to take Jill Zarin's words in case you missed yesterday. Real Housewives meets $1 Million Listing. So it's like the best of both of those merged together. Quick episodes, like 30 minutes, super easy to binge. And here's the thing that I didn't know until today. The creator also created Laguna Beach and Hills, which were probably two of my favorite shows of life.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, it was like your coloring book as yeah.
It was my everything. And so now I go, oh, no wonder he sucked me into this show. Ted?
Oh, well, first of all, I love Laguna Beach. So, yeah.
See?
But this, I mean, well, look at this. The women are gorgeous, so of course I'm going to love it.
Yes.
But yeah, I love $1 Million Listing. Then you combine in the drama with these women, and it's just so addicting.
Shane, are there, obviously the premise is interesting. What about because I like to make connections when you watch people. Who should we be watching for? Who do you love?
They've done a really good job of building a really interesting cast of people. So Chrishell is the newbie. By the way, this is one of the few series that gets better as it goes, too. Season 3 was better than season 1. Chrishell was an actress on a daytime soap. She's was married to Justin Hartley.
Okay.
So their divorce plays out on season 3.
Justin Hartley from This Is Us, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we get to see everything go down through that. But then there's a great villain, Christine. She knows what she's doing. And you can almost watch the entire show just to see what she will wear. It is so ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's owning her fashion.
And then you've got Amanza, who's the new, she's a horrible broker, horrible real estate agent. But she just pokes the bear every chance she gets.
Did you say Amanza, like Amanda without the D plus the Z?
Amanza.
Precisely.
Amanza.
That's her.
Are we running out of names? I mean, what's it?
And the girl Heather is dating Tarek from Flip or Flop.
And looks just like his ex-wife.
Oh,
you can swap the two.
Yes. I'm going to watch this tonight. This will be my homework assignment. All of you watching, because no offense, Ted, and I'm sure I have some dudes watching too, but every woman in my life is watching the show and loving it. Jill was right. I mean, hashtag Jill Zarin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slow burn. You're kind of like, okay, and then all of a sudden you're on the edge of your seat and you can't stop watching.
Okay, that's good to know, because people give up. They'll watch one episode and go, this isn't for me. So everybody, Shane and Ted are saying you got to give it a couple. You got to give it a good try. So, Ted,
and you will not know the difference between the two twins. So when the one guy leaves the one company, I have no idea who he is, and I have no idea who's
Okay.
You won't know the difference.
It's like the Patty Duke
doesn't
show.
matter.
Ted, thank you. Go back in the control room now. We appreciate it. Bye, Ted. Okay. Okay, well, I mean, not right now. I mean, he could have waited until the shot was done.
He just listens to the boss man.
I was like, boom.
Get out of here.
No, I'm not the boss man. I'm looking at the boss man over there. And now Jeff's looking for the boss man. That's right. Her name is Mim. That's right. Still ahead, everybody. The toy guy is back. We're talking about toys that can replace and, as much as possible, the summer camp experience for the little ones. Plus, we have the mailbox and more. Stay right there, everybody. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. I wish you could have seen the sprint that executive producer Jeff made running across the studio to press the button for the fake audience. I love that. Camps may be closed for the summer, but you can still recreate some of the benefits of going to camp with a few games. Joining us with his end of summer camp ideas, one of our favorite guests, our good friend, the toy guy, Chris Byrne. Hi, Chris.
Doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I've been all alone here except for one of our mutual friends has been here keeping me company.
Who? Oh, look! The llama! Look at him. Do you know, Chris, before we get started, I have to tell you, you fundamentally changed the atmosphere in the Jason Show office with that dancing llama.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. It's so silly. And they've got all sorts of crazy stuff coming later this year. but we're talking about camp right now.
That's right. So, Chris, you divided this into 4 C's: communal, creative, competitive, and confidence. Let's start with communal.
Do around the campfire. It's telling stories. It's sharing things. It's really a group thing, especially for younger kids. It's great to be with your peers. And of course, one of the things you do around the campfire is you roast marshmallows. And when I was a kid, it was like, go get a stick. And I'd go, but sticks are dirty. And they go get a stick. But now we can make artisanal marshmallows. So you've got this thing called the Real Roaster. And it's actually, you can see here. And I actually roasted these marshmallows over my gas stove just for you. Because I can't go outside, but it's got an arm, you can extend it. So it does get hot when you put it over the fire, but it's really kind of very simple, and it turns them around, and it makes all kinds of fun. And again, it's just really sort of, a nice addition to something that's not eating dirt off a stick, which is what I did.
And I just saw the price point. It's a good price point, like $20, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's $20. It's all over the place. I think Dick's Sporting Goods naturally kind of has it, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, they've got it too.
Next, upside down challenge game. What's this?
Games are such a great part of everybody being together. I'm taking off my glasses because I'm putting on these goggles, which are going to make me see everything upside down. Right? Right? Okay, so it's not just that you're upside down now. I feel like Ant-Man. It's not just that like you're upside down now. It's like now I have cards and I have challenges. I have to write my name. I have to draw things. And this is great when you're remote because you can actually make fun of your friends remotely as they try to do all this stuff. This is from a brand new company out in Portland called Van Gogh. And it's their first item. And it's just super silly. It's kind of like, it's one of those great group things. And again, it's really fun to laugh at all your friends.
Okay, so if I'm understanding it, because I'm simultaneously watching the video, and obviously I couldn't take my eyes off you wearing them. So it just shows everything upside down, which distorts what you're trying to do. So if you are trying to pour water into a bucket, it's not going to go well.
It's upside down and backwards. And here's a fun science fact to take back to school. Your brain, you actually do see things upside down, and your brain learns to flip them. So I am told by the inventor of this that if you wore this for like 2 weeks, your brain would adapt. I'm not going to try. I'm going to take their word for it.
I have an enemy that I would like to give those to. Well, I'll get one, yeah. Okay.
And that's a camp thing, too.
Exactly. Okay, let's move to creative, the swirl and style tie-dye.
Really a big part of what kids do at camp. We used a lot of plastic lacing, aka GIMP, and made lanyards for everybody. But tie-dye is really hot this year, and this is no mess tie-dye. It's from a company called Yulu. You tie up your whoops, and you break it. No, it doesn't break. The thing, you put your t-shirt inside, put the dye in. It's a one-way valve, and then you spin it around, right? In that, take it out, put what you've done in the washer, and you come up with really cool tie-dye. Now, tie-dye is really hot. It's great to share, but one of the things moms are always concerned about, especially with dye, is mess. So it really is all self-contained, and just do it on a table so you keep the handle inside.
And again, a good price point, and I see you can get it at the Target boutique. I'm seeing tie-dye everywhere, especially like in masks.
Prada showed tie-dye on the runway, I think last fall. So it really is mainstream. It's very 70s. I live near a Marimekko store, which was big in the 70s. They're showing tie-dye in the window. So it's really just a big deal.
Okay, we're staying under creative. We're going to, what is this, jelly res?
This is a product from a company by the name of Moose, and it's a great craft thing because basically what it is, it's epoxy. You have two different types of plastic. You mix them together, and you can mold all kinds of really cool things. This is a chocolate bar. They told me it was a chocolate bar. I said, "Why are you sending me Idaho?" They said, "No, it's a chocolate bar." But there's a guitar, and you can, again, it's all about making and sharing and doing all of that sort of communal activity that's also creative.
Chris, do you think, other industries have adapted really well? And we have more products we'll show on the other side of the break, but I just want to ask you a general question because you know the biz. It seems like to me, Chris, these toy companies have responded to the time we're living in really quickly.
The neat thing about the toy industry, it's always been flexible. It's always been market responsive. Sales of toys are up 46% in the first half of this year. And people have gotten stuff into market. Inside baseball thing, a lot of people brought stuff in early last year because they were afraid of tariffs. Tariffs didn't happen, but all of a sudden there's this inventory and now there's this demand. So people got lucky too, which is also part of the toy industry.
Well, we're lucky because Chris is sticking around. More toys with the toy guy, Chris Byrne, when we return. Back after this, everyone. Yep, that is Lorenzo Llama. Who can forget our booty-shaking llama that we did name Lorenzo Llama after Falcon Crest star Lorenzo Lamas. Chris Byrne introduced us to the toy last year when he was in studio with us. We miss him, but thank goodness he's here via Zoom. And Chris, we're talking about camp fun at home. And you've divided these into the 3 C's: communal, creative, competitive, and confidence. We are now in competitive, my friend. What do we have?
Great time to get out and be very physically active. Kids who are stuck inside or who are limited, if you've got a backyard, let them get out and play. One of the great things kids love to do is have water battles. This is something I found. It's called the X-Shot. It's from Zuru. Now, it looks like, your fairly traditional contemporary water blaster, but check this out. You open up the back and you can just drag it through the pool or dump the hose right into it, and you are filled up in under a few seconds. I saw this and I said, why did nobody think of this before? So this is really kind of cool. And if you need a side piece, they've got a little one too, which you just pick it up and just scoop up the water. And it's so clever. Also very reasonably priced. So Zuru's done a great job. High performance too. Some of the other water guns don't, they leak. This one doesn't.
Isn't it funny, Chris, how toy trends come and go? Some franchises are hot, like Cabbage Patch Kids, and they go away. The water gun has been popular since it just never goes away.
When I was a kid, they were just like, and then the Super Soaker came out, and from there, it's just been like this race to be who can be more innovative. And that simple innovation of just scooping up the water, genius.
Was the Super Soaker in the 90s, Chris? Not to put you on the spot. Wasn't it the 90s?
I believe it was the early 90s,
yeah.
So it's not that long ago.
Okay, let's move to, we have one more for competitive, the Hyper Strike Bow.
Archery is big in camps, and I've learned, to my chagrin, you cannot do archery in your New York apartment, but you can play with the bow, which is, of course, it's got a foam head, and you click it in. It's for 14 and up. You pull it back, and this really will fly. It'll fly about 250 feet. So it is really kind of cool. I did shoot one off my balcony. I lost it, but it did go 250 feet.
It's like, what do you do, like Letterman stunts out of your balcony, Chris?
Exactly. I had bubbles going one morning, and my Super's going, what are you doing?
Okay, we have one more C, confidence. Any ideas for confidence?
Kids are often on their own, especially if it's sleepaway camp or even if it's a day camp. Let kids do things on their own. Let them come up with the meal. Let them plan the family activities. Give them some agency. Let them go to the store by themselves if it's a walking distance, or because it really does build confidence for when they get into school and grow up and have to be on their own. And those little wins are just really important for kids.
Chris, one of the great things, the only good thing about Zoom stuff is the fact that we get to see inside people's homes. We're looking at your environment right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, is that a Chris Byrne doll on your right shoulder there?
Yes. Not everybody notices that, but I just put it there. It's sort of my MacGuffin or whatever.
Are you kidding me? My eye went right to that, and then right above the Chris Byrne action figure, you have Baby Yoda back there too.
I do indeed. Yeah, this is my playroom. So I've really been by myself, except for the llama, but it's fun to play.
That's right. Chris, thank you, my friend, for joining us. And Lorenzo, I'm holding him right now. He's waving at you. We bid you farewell, my friend.
Thank you, Jason. Take care.
Thank you, too. For more for Chris, just head to thetoyguy.com. I'm not kidding. This still sits in our office. He's basically the only person that's allowed to sit in our office now. We got to get Lorenzo a mask. Can we work on that? Still ahead, everybody. We're opening up the Jason Show mailbag. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Shane joins me again. Welcome back. Chris Byrne, I love that guy. I can't believe no one else has recognized that he had the Chris Byrne doll behind him.
I didn't see it till you said it.
I know. My eye went right to it. I'm like, he has a doll back there. Well, it's my first week back from vacation, and it's time to answer some of your questions. Leo, roll it. Let's open up the Jason Show mailbag, everybody.
You've got mail.
Thank you. First up, I'm getting a lot of questions about the masks that I named Best Thing Ever on Monday's show. Nancy writes, what mask did Jason recommend on the show? Well, I know anytime we recommend something, and I love that you guys trust me and listen to my suggestions, we have to always assume not everyone can watch when the show airs. So what happened was I was traveling in a hot environment. I was in Florida, and I tested, I'm not joking, about 20 masks to be able to be comfortable. Well, one of the masks is this one right here. This is the Under Armour Sports, the Under Armour Sports Mask. Now, these are incredibly popular. They're on back order right now. Actually, I just bought one for my mother, and it's coming soon. I love this, Shane, because you can see, Leo, can we take that shot one more time? You can see it kind of protrudes out there.
Yeah, so like it has a shape already.
Well, it sits off your face, so it allows more breathability.
Okay.
It has a nose bridge that you can tighten around your nose. And this is the secret right here. This is a very light material that is real comfortable around your ears. Because even I get irritated. My ears hurt after a while. I wore this all day long, and I never felt like I was wearing a mask. I will say, one woman emailed and said, it doesn't protect against COVID. No mask can really guarantee that.
Right.
But I got to tell you, this is so comfortable. The other one is from Sway. Right here. She wants to know about the Sway mask, asking, which fabric mask do you have? Was it the blue one? Good question. Let me go on it. I wanted to go on the website. Yes, if you go to swayla.com, it is the one that they call, write this down, the surgical wrap mask. And that is the one. It is constructed of medical grade, non-woven polypropylene. It's a very nice fabric. But the Sway mask, Shane, I would recommend if you're watching from a hot climate or you're going to travel, Jiminy Christmas. It feels like there's nothing on your face. And again, it has a tightening nose bridge and an adjustable strap back here that no matter what shape your melon is, it was unbelievable. $18 to everybody. A good deal.
Not bad. And SUAY.
SU.
Because you want to write SWAY.
Yeah, SUAYLA.com. And it's the surgical face mask. This one's $30. Next up, when I was off last week, Shandel, along with Ted and Jeff, had a Zoom staff meeting and talked about what was the first R-rated movie that they saw. And many of you weighed in as well. I was getting these messages, alerts on vacation. Julie, hers was Fast Times at Ridgemont High at a drive-in in La Crosse, sitting in the back of a pickup truck. She went with her mom, her mom's friend, and older brother.
Oh.
Yeah. Next up, Linda writes, I remember seeing The Birds as a high school kid. I was scared of birds for years after that. Well, I will weigh in. My first movie, and this is not a referendum on Dar's parenting. I will say that.
Oh, now I can't wait. Yes.
I actually have two, but this is not a referendum on my mom's. But my mom had a philosophy of don't make anything kind of the boogeyman, like the scare, because then it makes you want it more if you make it mysterious. Yep. So like nudity and art, she just let me see it at a reasonable age. Fatal Attraction.
Oh.
Fatal
wow.
Attraction in 1987, which would have put me at the ripe old age of 13, seeing Glenn Close have a disastrous affair and kill very small animals in a pot. But yeah, I remember seeing this. I have a vivid memory of seeing this movie. And before that, my Aunt Char showed me Psycho when I was a kid, like even younger. And my dad used to get so mad at me because I would never be able to close our shower curtain.
Well, you got
and
water
I would,
everywhere.
And I would flood the bathroom every day, and my dad would get so mad at me. Anyway, finally, Sheila asked, hey, Jason, I'm renting a cabin on Green Lake this weekend. What's the name of that favorite place that you go up there? Yeah, now I'm talking about Green Lake in the Princeton, Cambridge area, not Green and Spicer. Spicer's nicer, but not really. I love my Green Lake by Princeton. It is called Pine Brook. Pine Brook, a bar and restaurant. Todd and Teresa own it. I always say this, they're good people. Todd is so good to his employees, even in this climate that's very difficult for restaurants. Last weekend, he held like a customer appreciation party. And it was just, he's just a good man. And that food.
What should she order?
What?
What should she order? What's your favorite?
Friday fish fry.
Okay.
But everything Todd makes is sensational. You know, sometimes you go to little restaurants and you're like, oh, what's it? Everything's good there. I also recommend the Highway Inn if you want a little cocktail. Shooters, I go to Shooters. Bradford Roadhouse. I liked it once. We went back last weekend, and I don't think the bartender liked me very much. I was
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I don't know. So I was very scared. I was like, okay, we're going to go now. But Bradford Roadhouse, and yeah, those are all my haunts there in that area. If you have a question, feel free to email me via our show pages at Jason Show TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks, everybody, for all of your messages and your birthday messages as well. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. One more email I got from a couple people just now asking me. They said to kind of repeat what I said. How did I feel flying in this environment that we're in? I told Shane and people off the air, you know, they don't pay me. I'm not doing a commercial for them, but I just got to be honest. Delta was amazing. You know, they don't seat every seat. Some other airlines do. The flight, the planes smelled like a new car. You know, they spray it down between each flight. Everything was clean. The flight attendants, all of you, they were so professional. They reminded everybody of all the precautions. They're like, the air is filtered every 2 to 4 minutes. And I got to tell you, you know, if you're going to have to travel, Delta made me feel as much at ease as you can. I wasn't even that bothered by wearing a mask the whole time. You're allowed to take it off when you sip your beverage or whatever. Yeah. But other than I left it on and I fell asleep. It was a delightful experience. So bravo to Delta in these hard times. You know, and if they weren't good, you know, I would gently tell you too. But no, but they were fantastic.
Okay, my least favorite thing about flying is when everyone rushes to the gate to try and crowd to get on first.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They make people sit down. No one, you can't crowd. Delta is very calm about it, but they remind everybody, don't stand up until we call your area. And then they deplane from the back front. So yeah, it's just way to go, Delta, seriously. If you have more questions, you can stay connected with our show on social media. As I told you, Jason Show TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We love your messages. Thank you so much for supporting our show. We're going to be back to wrap up the show when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show, wrapping things up. Shane brought up a good point. I think I don't want to misspeak because it's important and I want to get it right. When I talked about the deplaning and the safety measures that Delta was taking, what I meant to say is when you board, they board from the back of the plane forward, and then when you get off the plane, the front of the plane gets off first and then the back. So no one's passing each other.
Makes sense.
And they have everybody sit down until your row is ready, which is...
The person who jumps up to try and rip their thing out of the top.
Which there was one woman in a green suit with a white tank top and bright yellow shoes. I'm not calling her out, but I'm kind of am. I was like, lady, you're not even up yet. And yeah, she just wanted to get off that plane. But yeah. And I also hear Southwest is good too. Delta and Southwest seem to be doing it really well. I had a friend fly Southwest. So obviously not traveling is optimal, but if you have to 2 good suggestions for you that actually made me and Colin feel as safe as humanly possible in this environment. You can't feel 100% safe, but they did a good job. So to all the Minnesota Delta team members, way to go. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, one of our most popular guests is back. Aaron Meyer from Lemons, Lavender, and Laundry returns with 3 new cleaning hacks, including the easiest way to clean a glass stovetop and how to make your own dish soap for cheap. That's tomorrow. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you, audience. Thank you. Thank you.